Hi, I'm Sean Clark from Horror's Hallowed Grounds and the Thing with Two Heads podcast and the collection with Sean Clark. I do too many things. But anyway, hopefully you're following my YouTube channel, Malfunction, on the YouTubes. So, Splatteredplastic has asked me some questions, and I am going to oblige with the answers. First score you bought. Now, I was thinking about this one. First score. Now, the first record I ever bought as a youngster was a theme song to a TV show. Now, I know it's not a score, but I'll throw it out there, then I'll get into the score. So the first would be, and this is my original copy, it's why it looks like crap. John Sebastian, Welcome Back, which, if you know, was the theme song to Welcome Back, Kotter, the TV show. And this was the very first record. See, there's a piece of tape on there and it says #1. That's me at like age 5 or whatever, writing that on this record. And boy, look at the condition on this bad boy. And I wrote my name on the middle. You know, this is obviously a nostalgia piece. This is a record that probably should never be played again because it looks like it would sound awful. Why is it on a plastic sleeve? I don't know. Who knows? But if we're getting on to actual score, film score, that would be a different one. That would be, let's go here. And this is probably going to be an answer for most people of my age. I'm 53, born in 1970. I think most kids' first score would have to be this one right here. Star Wars. And this is, I do believe, my original copy from back then. Doing a little better than the John Sebastian one, but still pretty beat up. But yes, John Williams' Star Wars was a must for every kid in the 70s. Next question, favorite composers. We gotta go with John Carpenter. I mean, being a horror guy, he had so many, like, great themes, obviously starting with Halloween, but I really love Assault on Precinct 13, which was, you know, before Halloween, but Halloween's really the one that kind of set him, you know, made him famous and drew us all in. But Escape from New York theme is great. Big Trouble in Little China. The Fog. I think The Fog is a really underrated score. So I love John Carpenter. As far as other composers, you know, there's certain ones that may not a whole body of work, but I do love certain scores would be, I don't think they would be noteworthy. There aren't too many composers that I buy everything. I guess Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman is another guy that I love a lot of his work. But there aren't too many composers that I buy everything. You know what I mean? I'm more specific to certain films and I kind of bounce all over the place. Carpenter is probably the only guy that I buy like everything from. I'm more go for the movies I love. Favorite record labels. So you got to start from the beginning with like Rarest, Sarabande, which kind of did all the soundtracks back in the day, like especially the really good horror ones. But as far as modern day companies, Waxworks obviously, Mondo, Death Waltz, TerrorVision, those are all like probably, you know, the forefront leaders of good horror soundtracks, and which is mainly what I'm into for the most part. Yeah, I think if I had to pick my favorite of those, I don't know, it'd be tough. I mean, yeah, I love Waxwork, although I do get a little frustrated when they re-release stuff that was supposed to be limited, or you think was limited, and everybody buys it, and then suddenly they're bringing it out again. I wish companies would be a little more, you know, let's keep them all separate, you know, and keep them all collectible. But other than that, you know, I've been very happy with the products, and I've been a subscriber, I think, since the beginning. So, yeah. Collecting variants, yes or no? If so, how many? Oh boy, this is where it gets ugly. So, yes, I'm a victim of the variant crisis. Although, lately I've been pumping the brakes drastically. I think, as a vinyl collector, somebody who's been collecting vinyl forever, I mean, I didn't stop. I have always had this. But when it started to come around again and get hot again, well, these companies started putting stuff out, and literally it was so exciting just to get new product, no matter what it was, that we were buying everything. And now there's so much of it, you have to be a little more selective. I mean, I'm running out of space, you know. But to give you an example, like here's, I just pulled out like Phantasm, you know. Let's see, starting with the original Rarest Saraban release. Yeah, I paid 125 bucks for this. It was a really nice condition, though. It still had the original shrink wrap on it. But like, there's that, you know. Then you go to, this is a Japanese one, you know. How cool is that cover? You got to get down with that. Have Don Coscarelli sign it. And then that's another weird foreign one that has the single Phantasm by Captain Zorro. Come on. There's nothing wrong with a little disco Phantasm. So, you know, you do all the different variants. I'll buy the different, I'll buy the ones from the different countries. And then Mondo puts out these. And then you got to get every friggin' version Mondo puts out. You know, these are all different colors. These are different colors. And then Don Coscarelli releases an exclusive variant on his website, and you got to get that one. And now there's a new one coming out from another company, and I've already ordered that one. It's a sickness. It's true. So, yes, variants. But I will say, for example, like the new Halloween records that have come out from like Halloween 2018, Kills, Ends. The amounts of variants on those are out of control. Stop already. Pick a couple and let's go with those, because I'm not buying 10 variants of the same soundtrack. I'm not going to go that deep anymore. So like when it came to like Halloween Ends this time, I pretty much bought, I think, I may have only bought one. I may have just bought the super limited one with the different cover. Because I'm over it. I'm over the damn variants. Stop it, all right? Enough. Thank you. Rarest score in your collection. I've got a lot of rare vinyl, a lot, but I guess the rarest score, just by sheer number of how many were made, would probably be this one here. And for those that know, this is the Aliens liquid-filled records that are leaking, because they've got to be. I mean, there's a wetness. I'm feeling a wetness. You can see it, and you can see. I think it's this record in particular might have some sort of leak, which is a common thing with these. I've noticed lately. It seems like a lot of the companies that are doing the liquid-filled vinyls are only doing the center parts now and leaving more of a gap. I don't know if that's to avoid problems like this, but yeah, I think this is inevitable over time. This is going to happen. Yeah, it's a novelty. It's pretty cool though, but not as cool when it's leaking. Currently listening to, I believe I was listening to Killer Clowns recently. I was listening to a few scores recently. I can't remember. I listen to a lot. This is my stereo here in my office, and I'll put records on while I work. And off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I got a few lined up. just received the new copy of 7, which I'm excited to open up and get into. Also just received the new copy of Body Double, showed up the same day. So these are going to be played shortly, and excited to get into that. So thank you, Splatteredplastic, for including me in this piece. I'm honored. And hope you enjoyed a look into a little bit of my vinyl collection. And hopefully I'll be showing more of it in more detail on my channel, Malfunction on YouTube. I eventually will be digging deep into the things I own vinyl-wise. So keep an eye out for that.